Hello, everyone, and welcome into your daily reading for Monday, September 4th. I hope everyone had a good weekend. And for those of you who have the day off for Labor Day, I hope the rest of your weekend continues to go well for you. So I know there's been kind of that collective sigh of relief that Venus is going direct today. So that should help kind of let you start to slowly see your energy returning and maybe take some of that heavy edge off of relationships in general for you. So before we jump into what's in store for you for the day for the individual signs, let's take a look at 3 cards for the whole collective and see what energy we're getting. All right, 6 of Swords. Let's see. 9 of Cups. And the High Priestess. So overall, some good energy going on there. So your 9 of Cups, this is about kind of contentment and achieving your goals. The 6 of Swords is about like travel and moving on. And so that's good. It's a positive change. And then the High Priestess is kind of that divine feminine inner wisdom, higher consciousness. So definitely good overall vibes and feelings for the day as we start to take a look at our individual sign readings. So for today, let's jump in with our fire signs first. That's going to be our Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and see what comes through for you. The Magician. I think this was your card for yesterday too. So the Magician, remember, that's all about transforming, lead into gold. It's transforming your situation. If you have a tough situation, one with heavy energy, maybe a bad situation, toxic, it's about transforming that into something better. So let's see what else we have. Change. So the Change card came up for you as well, and that says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And this is, some of this message, when I kind of look back at what have the messages been, it's that sense of, if you've had that air of, well, I don't know, I'm just going to surrender to the divine. I'm just going to let things play out the way they're supposed to. So there is some truth to the idea of, I'm going to surrender to what is it that the universe is trying to bring my way. But there's also that sense of, you can't just throw your hands up and say, you know what, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to wait for the divine to do it. I'm going to wait for somebody else to do it. So this is that card of realizing, hey, you know what? I need to change. And look here in the very middle of this, that goldish color, the change is going to start with you as the Magician, you putting that intention into changing it and starting that process. And then you'll be able to grow and evolve. All right. So deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. So this was your love card, or your romance card. So if you're in a romantic relationship, and maybe some of it could either be the other person or it could be you. Maybe you're pretending everything's okay when it's really not. Maybe you're pretending like you're happy and just trying to go with the flow. You don't want to ruffle feathers, but you're not really okay. And remember, with North Node and Aries, that's about being unapologetically you. That's standing in your truth. So whether that's you that is pretending that everything's fine when it's really not, or maybe there is something happening under the surface that you just don't know about. All right, and your crystal card. This says soulmate alchemy, embracing and loving presence. So, so that is what it looks like for Aries. It could be, or not, sorry, not for Aries, for all of the fire signs. I was thinking North Node and Aries. So however this resonates with you, if you're not in a romantic relationship, maybe this relationship is friendships, but you do have this soulmate part saying that this is an embracing, loving presence. There's a little bit of air of maybe this is a third party situation, and so the deception is on one side, but you have that soulmate energy, that love energy on the other side. So that was for our fire signs. Now let's move on to our earth signs. So our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see what is coming in for you. Whoops, it's jumping. The devil. So this is that energy of temptation and kind of being pulled off your path. So whether this is, a lot of times this is associated with addictions, whether that's drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, eating, things like that, or it's whatever's pulling you off your path. And that's something for you to kind of take a look at and say, okay, if really truly I feel like I'm supposed to be doing this, what is keeping me from doing that? And sometimes it's not something as nefarious as, drug addiction. Maybe sometimes it is. Maybe it's just fear. Maybe it's procrastination, things like that. Whatever is keeping you from being on your path. It could be indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. So if you're stuck because you're in this place of indecision, I don't know what to do, likely some of this devil energy is that fear that you have your intuition that's telling you what direction to go, but then your head is chiming in, telling you something different, telling you, well, no, don't do this, don't do that. So that's something to consider, is how do you quiet that mind so you can listen to your intuition. All right, true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So wherever that comes into play for you, looks like there's some good things there. And let's take a look at our crystal card. Indigo Platinum, intuition, authenticity, and alignment. So there's been so much talk about this, this summer, about being in alignment with yourself and being in your true, authentic self. So whatever it is that's keeping you from standing in your own truth, that's something you need to take a look at. How do you release that? How do you let it go so that you can truly live in your own light? All right, let's take a look at our water signs. So that's going to be our Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You have the Star. So the Star, that's kind of like that, those outer blessings that the universe is bestowing on you. So definitely that good, happy energy of abundance. And your soul journey card is patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. And that's really acknowledging what your blessings are right now, so that that gives you the patience to be able to wait for something else to come in. Because if you're constantly thinking, oh, I'm really waiting for this, I really need this to come in, and you're just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, that can turn you quickly into a lack mentality of, I'm not going to be happy until this comes in, when really it's about focusing on what is happening right now. How can I live happily in the moment now? Your romance card is reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So keep an eye out for that. All right. And let's see what crystal card you have coming through. All right. Halo Gold. Azeztulite, Palladium, divine light embodied. So have the patience, wait for that divine light. There's something good that's brewing for you. So have the patience and know that you're being blessed, you're being looked after. The divine has your back. All right, and last but not least, we have our air signs, our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and let's see what comes up for you. You also have the devil energy coming up for you. So this is about what is drawing you away from your path. What is distracting you? What is keeping you from your blessings? And figuring out, how do I deal with that? How do I address it so that it's not still a recurring issue for me in my life? And your card that came up was denial. It says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So this goes really well with this card. You're denying that there's any sort of an issue, but the only way to make it not an issue, it's not pretending that it's not there. It's facing it head on and figuring out why that issue is there to begin with. So, all right. And this one is let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. And some of it, this devil energy, if you're in denial, it could be a situation, since this is with the romance deck, if it's with a partner, it's that idea of, I have to be leading this all the time. I have to constantly be having my, my foot on the gas and driving this relationship, because if I don't, it's not going to happen. So trying to control everything. And that's really that fear. Really what it is it's fear. You're worried that the other person doesn't care enough or isn't going to pay enough attention to it. And you're in denial about that, thinking, no, I'm just doing this to keep it on track. So some of this kind of all going together is there are some control issues that if you can accept the fact that you have those, then figure out what is a way to be able to let go of that. And that's not an easy change. Maybe it's, tiny little baby steps, and coming up with what are the tiny little baby steps I can do to help let go of some of the control, so that way it can move into a balanced place. All right. And your card, Golden Flower of Life and Palladium, inner child connection, illumination, and simplicity. So this inner child connection part, it's, sometimes those fear and control issues are a byproduct of your childhood, whether it's, you didn't have control over certain situations growing up, or, you were disappointed or hurt. So then your response to that is, if I can control everything, then I can control whether or not I get hurt, which is not necessarily the case. It's what do you do when you feel hurt? So those are the messages that were coming through for today. I hope you found it helpful. As always, take only what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. And I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time, bye-bye.